Did you see Oppenheimer, the movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
So it's pretty great. Okay.
Heard it's amazing.
And so I read the book it's based on, which is also pretty amazing. Okay. That was a case. You know, those guys, unbelievable. They just like, they looked inside the atom with their minds, right? It's unbelievable they figured out how this works. And then they took metal and they made the sun, okay? They made an explosion like the sun. They figured it out in a matter of years. It was so scary to people, the threat that nuclear weapons pose, that we actually kind of got it under control. We never used them again after 1945.
Which is really astonishing.
It's pretty amazing.
Pretty astonishing.
So when the threat is obvious enough that like you can eliminate a city in seconds, our little lizard brains, we figure something out. The problem is with these viruses, it's a little more marginal. It's not as obvious. And so we have these people just continuing to mess around with them.
I hate to take you off track, but when the nuclear bombs were first detonated, in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and I think with some of the tests too, right after that is when people started seeing a lot of UFOs.
Huh.
That's like the folklore behind UFOs. They all started coming after 47.
Huh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So I would ask you, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? When you see all this UAP stuff and all these people that are whistleblowers and they're talking about crashed retrieval programs where they could recover crashed UFOs and back engineer them, like, what's going on?
So I'm not a believer in this, and let me tell you why.
Please tell me.
You are an alien, okay? You have super hyper advanced technology. You can go faster than the speed of light. You can get to Earth. You can figure out that this one little planet has other human beings or has other, life forms on it that you want to go see, okay?
Right.
You do that. Then you crash your stupid UFO into the desert, okay?
Yeah, I have a problem with that.
One more point on this, okay? Hey, what happened with the Titan submersible, okay? That thing went down, and basically they knew, okay, within hours that it was blown up, okay?
Right.
They still, we're human beings, we try to rescue other human beings, okay? The aliens aren't going to try to rescue other aliens if there's been a crash? They're not going to try to come get them? So
Well,
you tell me why it's always in the desert in Arizona. They never show up at the White House. They never show up in Times Square. Why?
There have been places where large groups of people have seen it, and there was a place in Brazil, Varginha, Brazil, and there's a very interesting documentary about it called Moment of Contact. And there was a crash. There was a crazy lightning storm, and there was a crash, and they claim that there was actual live beings. And one of these guys took one of these beings to a hospital. They refused it, brought it to another hospital. I think they wanted to bring it to a third hospital. The guy who is carrying this alien, supposedly, but this is a fact, this guy died of some incurable bacterial disease that they had no hope of fixing. Like, it just overcame his body, and he was dead very quickly. And he was a young guy. I think he was dead in less than 2 weeks. And they were attributing that to him carrying this fucking alien.
So what happened to the body, the alien body?
I don't know. They say that the United States Air Force flew a jet, and this is in the documentary. They said it flew a jet to Varginha, Brazil, to recover whatever this thing was, because they have a recover retrieval program. Who the fuck knows, man? Every time I even say it, I sound so dumb. I listen to myself like, you believe this? Do you believe this? But I do think we just crashed an F-35.
That's true.
There's a guy had to fucking eject out of his jet, and they're like, hey, if anybody sees one of our $800 million jets, call this hotline.
But this is what I'm saying.
Like, but that's us. And that's the pinnacle of, like, modern technology. Maybe if you just have saucers over Washington, D.C. What year was that, Jamie?
1952.
1952. Yeah. It was a newspaper article where they apparently
shot at
photographed. It, right? Yeah, someone tried to shoot at one. But what does that mean? What does that mean? And, when someone tells a story like that, maybe they did see something. I mean, how much of it do they remember? How much have they embellished?
How high were they at the time?
But they're fighter jets. Fighter jets that have encountered them. I believe those guys. Sober, like American heroes.
Yes.
Like David Fravor.
Yes.
That story is insane. But I tend to think more than ever that it's a drone and that there's some sort of a drone program that they've kept secret that is
that I'll
insanely
believe.
powerful.
Sure, that I'll believe.
And if I had a drone program that can do wild shit, like go hypersonic speeds and hover dead still in midair and operated without any visible method of propulsion, I would start talking about aliens too. I'd be like, dude, they're here. We don't even know what they are. They're off-road vehicles, off-world vehicles. So and then people would go, oh, yeah, aliens are here. But meanwhile, what it is we have super sophisticated tech that your tax dollars have paid for without you having any idea it exists for your own protection.
So you don't believe in aliens?
I do and I don't. Well, I do in, of course, it's the Fermi paradox. Like, if they're out there, where are they? Well, how come we haven't seen them? But how much can we look? That's like a guy poking his head out of a tent going, I don't see any bears. Like, bro, how fucking much do you look at?
That's true.
How much are you really paying attention? There's 100 billion stars in this galaxy alone. There's hundreds of billions of galaxies in the known universe. Like, what are you talking about? Like, where have we looked?
I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm just saying they're not interested in us.
Well, I most certainly think they would be interested in us.
Who are these fucking idiots?
Right. Well, the same way we go to the Congo and filmed for Chimp Empire. So, point is, we study all kinds of shit. Weird parasites and fucking monkeys and giraffes. We study fucking penguins, man. We'll go study. They all look the same.
Yeah, of course.
The March of the Penguins is, people study them. They love to watch organisms. You don't think they'd want to watch us?
Yeah, but ultimately we mess around with those penguins. The aliens would mess around with us.
I think they might be. I think they might have made us. They might have made us. We might really be a biology project, and it's not a joke. If you think about there's a weird thing with primates and us. We're so far past them.
Yes.
We are so in another dimension of reality.
Yes.
With communication, with our ability to create technology and alter the world, we're in a weird place. Like, how did we get here so quick? Like, how did that happen? How the doubling of the human brain size, the biggest mystery in the entire biological record, how'd that happen? Over 2 million years, human brain size doubles. People start walking upright and talking to each other. What happened? And if I was an asshole from another planet and I came down here, I'd be like, it's like when people they take a wolf and they breed it with a chihuahua because they're a dick. You want to see what it looks like.
Yes.
I wonder if they would do that to us. I wonder if they'd come and they'd say, you know what we could do? I just add a little of this to these things, these crazy shit-throwing wild primates. Yeah, just give them a taste of alien DNA. Alter some stuff here and there. Just see how it works. Do a couple different versions of it. Do you know what I'm getting from this conversation, Joe Rogan? That COVID is definitely over. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean,